And this is the invite right. Here we go. What is up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to Rich Broad. I'm your host, Richie Rich.
And Sang. So for today's live stream, we're testing a few things out. Guys, can you hear us loud and clear? How's the audio, guys?
Yeah. So real quick in the comments, real quick, if you will, please let us know if you can hear. We're testing the microphone system. I kind of feel an echo though. A little bit of an echo.
Mm-hmm. But you know, that's
okay. But let us know in the comments. So what's in the comments?
They're not yet putting it in. Or guys, type in the comments if you think
Can you hear us or you can't hear us?
Good. DG said it's good.
Okay. How's this sound? Is the sound bad, good? Give us a little feedback because we're testing new microphones. So we want to know what sounds better.
Okay, so we'll just wait for them to. What's up, everyone? Okay, guys, we need your help to let us know if the audio is okay. So Jeff said
so they're good.
They're good. Okay, sounds good from
okay. So
okay.
we can drop those.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not what do you call that?
Yeah.
Going out, in and out, in and out. Okay, so as always, we prepared an interesting topic for you guys. Should you move your Filipina girlfriend in with you right away? So later we'll be posting the poll question for you to participate in. And yeah, so before we do anything else, again, this is a call-in live stream. The number is scrolling across the bottom of your screen. The number is there, 415-490-8030. And of course, thank you to our man, Slick Rick, for manning the board and, helping us make our job easy.
You know what? We need to, when we do I'm Richie Rich, this is change.
And Slick Rick.
And Slick Rick is my board. We need to introduce him at the beginning.
Yes.
I'm guilty of not doing
Roger that. Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll do that.
All right. Let's introduce the poll. Let's introduce the poll straight away and get into the poll. You guys, we're going to introduce the poll and Ching is going to read it for you. And it is an echo. Why is there an echo now?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Mm.
Open that. Yeah. Try that. Push.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that helps. Maybe that might help a little bit. Anyway, okay, we're going to introduce the poll and we're going to have you vote. We're going to probably put it up about 3 or 4 times during this live stream so you can vote each time because we always got new people coming in. So let's put the poll up. Let's put the poll up and let's see. Here we go. The poll is, you want to go ahead and read the poll?
Yes. Does living together first make the relationship stronger or easier to walk away? The options are, for those who can't read because it's too small, number 1, stronger because you learn the real her. 2, easier to walk away. 3, it usually creates more problems. And 4, it depends on the couple. Just type in your answer. 1, 2, 3, or 4, just the number without any comment.
They can put the comments in the comments.
After.
They can put the comments in the comments, but just for now, type in your number and let us know it and vote 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the poll, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so your vote will count.
Is living together, does it make the relationship better or does it make it worse?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the question. That's what we're talking about today. And especially, obviously, we're here in the Philippines and Manila, so we're talking. So and this is especially for people who come to the Philippines and they have their cute new hot Filipina girlfriend and they want to move her right in because they want to get that ass all the time, every day, and they think and they just are so excited because she whooped it on them and she's giving them the tune-up and the lube job, and they want to get it every day and all the time.
And understandable because you haven't had it for a long time.
I get it.
So
I understand. I understand a lot. I can't call it logic, but I understand it. I understand the reason.
The thought process.
I understand the thought process. Thank you. Yeah, but I understand the thought process. So right now, most of the vote is it usually creates more problems at 33%. and then it depends on the couple, 67%. I'm not surprised by that at all. But it's shifting around a little bit. We're going to keep the poll up for a little bit, and then we're going to take it down, and we'll keep reintroducing the poll.
Oh, yeah. So for right now, let's welcome people who are joining here on the chat.
Before we do, we want to make sure. Of course, you guys, we don't do any e-begging. Yo, please give us some money. Please, yo, please give us some money. Can I have some money? We ain't gonna do any kind of e-begging, but we welcome any donation. Any donation. We always appreciate your support. Just by coming on the channel and watching our show, you're supporting us. If you want to do anything further, we'll appreciate that as well. And if or when you decide to add a super chat or super sticker, you will hear that sound, and that alerts us that a super chat or super sticker has been sent.
And we will make sure that we prioritize your comment.
Interrupt me one more.
I'm sorry, my bad.
All right, okay, all right. People see some stuff going down right up here in the live stream, right here.
I'm sorry.
People probably think I'm serious, huh? Like, I told you Rich Jacks are up behind the scenes, right? No.
My bad.
All right, appreciate you. Okay, anyway, let's get into it. Okay. All right, so we got the poll right now, and it's depends on the couple is leading the way, 57%. Is it 57? Man, this
yeah,
poll
it
is
is
small.
57
to 43. And some people say it creates more problems. I'm going to tell you what I think. We're both going to tell you what we think later in this segment. Of course, we have two segments, which I don't think you said. Did you talk about the second segment? The second segment is, again, Ching's Corner, where we take two of the latest emails that are sent to us. People start bombing us with emails all of a sudden, trying to get some advice. I guess they saw the last Ching's Corner, where we're going to read out the problem or the email that they sent to us and give our advice. We're just going to take two and give our advice, and also ask you guys what you think they should do. To me, the answers seem so obvious and so clear, but I guess if it was that clear or obvious, they wouldn't be asking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to kick it off then?
Yeah. So before we kick off the topic for today, let's acknowledge some people who are here.
Let's do it.
Thank you for joining us. Roger Walker, Gerald is here. Of course, our man Slick Rick. We also have DG or Derek Greenwich.
What's up, DG?
Tiger Ronnie is also here.
What's up, Ronnie?
Guys, don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Please. Thank you.
Mr. Ray is in the house.
Thank you.
Jeff Beckett's in the house. What's up, Jeff?
Obi-Wan is also here.
Stan McCall.
Chuck Mason
What's happening, Chuck?
Lister also up here.
What is up, Lister?
Okay, so Cliff is also here.
My man.
Definitely do have the big room sound. Okay.
With Yori Dragon. Uri Dragon is up in here. What's up, Uri Dragon?
Hello, Uri Dragon. We also have who else? David Pryor is here.
Pryor, my man.
The Oracle. Okay, so let's read the Oracle since it's a question.
Okay.
Can we?
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the Oracle said, question, if it doesn't work out, is it easy in the Philippines to move her out or hard?
And that is the $1 million question. That is the $1 million question. And that's what we're going to talk about. I promise you. And the short answer is, bruh, it is so much easier to move her in than to move her out, because face is extremely important. So, but we will talk about that a lot. Okay.
Ray is also here.
What's happening, Ray?
We also have Kevin Saint Cyr.
Okay.
And okay, so Jeff also has a question. So let's read that. Well, besides being a member, how do you prevent ads from overtaking your live stream? It just happened when you announced the poll. Can you see, but sound is cut off, goes to the ad? Okay, got it. What I try to do, honestly, I do that. There's a tier of ads. Like you can put like a lot of ads where there's like an ad every 2 minutes, or you could do like a conservative ad, like a balance where there's ads like every 5 to 7 minutes or something like that, or there's low or none. I want some ads because obviously we're trying to make a little bit of money here sometimes,
and we don't want to necessarily make it off of y'all. So we got to make money somehow. So ads. So I put it on conservative, which means it is the least amount of ads that you can have on your live stream. So that's how we do it. Of course, you can always, what is it, like 5 seconds into the ad, you can tune it out or whatever. But we have to have some ads. If we're not e-begging, then YouTube has to pay us, so we have to have the ads.
Yeah, but if you don't want the ads interrupting you, you subscribe to YouTube Premium.
I never see the ads because I have YouTube Premium. I just although they raised the price on that YouTube Premium.
Is that right? How much?
It's $8.99. It's $13.99.
Oh, wow.
Because people don't want ads. They don't want the ads, right?
Yeah, you pay for convenience. Yeah,
what you pay for, right?
Okay.
All right.
So
we got Kevin Sense here. Sting Shag's in the house, right?
Black Box also here.
Okay.
United Ministries Incorporated is here. Welcome to our live stream.
Yeah, United Ministries. Where are you watching from, brother? Let us know where you're watching from. Throw another comment in there. And you guys, don't forget, in a little bit, we're going to open up the phone line so you can call in. But we're always looking for that first-time caller. Yeah. So we want a first-time caller in here. Y'all don't be shy. There's 30 people in here right now. More people are going to come. Be a first-time caller. Don't be shy. Let us know what you think, right?
Okay. By the way, Jeff, we're going to intermittently put the poll question up. So later, if you missed it earlier, we're going to show it in a little while. Okay. So you can still put in your answers later.
The poll question will keep going up intermittently. And so don't worry about that. Don't worry.
Aesthetically, we just want to remove it from time to time.
Yeah, we got you, brother. Don't worry. Okay. All right. So, you want to go ahead and kick it off?
Yeah. Okay. So the first question. Okay. So, we've known or we've seen Western men coming here to the Philippines, so excited to having a girlfriend. Right. And with that, they want to spend more time.
They're trying to get theirs in, right?
Yeah,
it's been a drought. They've had a drought. They're trying to get theirs in. She even whooped it on them. And she done whooped it on him, and he wants more. And I understand. He wants as much as he can get.
If I can have access to it 24/7, I want to have.
I want 24/7, right? And that's the bottom line. And she's coming over. You're paying. Sometimes you're paying for her to come over, and you start thinking, why don't we just save time, and why don't you just move in with me, right? I got plenty of space. She can cook, right? She loves to cook for me. She likes to clean. It would be great. It would be phenomenal. Wouldn't that be cool, right?
So the first question that I'm going to ask you and our audience right here. So do you think couples should live together before marriage, or does it create more problems?
Go ahead. What's the question?
So do you think couples should live together before marriage, or does it create more problems that it solves?
I'm going to say it creates a lot more problems than it solves. And the biggest problem is it's too soon. And I always go back to this. Would you, if you were at home in your home country, would you move a woman in after 1 month or 2 months or 3 months? And the answer from most of y'all who have some damn sense is hell no. You just wouldn't do it. And why wouldn't you do it? Because you would say the same thing. I need to know more about this woman. I got to know a lot more about this woman before I move her into my house, right? Now at home, it's a lot easier to get her out of your house. All you got to do is throw her stuff out on the lawn, throw her stuff out on the sidewalk, and she's out, right? And change the locks, and she's out. Thank you. Is this a grooming thing? I feel like we
two
little
two
dogs picking at each other, right?
Yeah.
But you can just throw stuff out at home, change the locks, and that's it. But here, it ain't that easy.
Well,
it ain't even close to that.
The keyword is quickly. Because if you vetted that person, let's say, for example, you've been together for a while now.
What's a while?
3 years, 4 years, or more than 5 years. Okay. So something like that. Because I think that sometimes if you decide, the question is, should live together before marriage. So if you're thinking that, eventually I will marry this person, when is the right time that I'm going to move her in?
When you're committed. When you're committed, you guys have got engaged, set a date, y'all gonna get married. You know you're gonna get married. when you're committed, move her in.
Okay, so for example, you've been together for, let's say, 3 years. Okay, 3 years. And
How convenient. How convenient that we picked 3 years.
years. For example, 3 years.
Mhm.
But you haven't talked about marriage. But when will you move her in, and how long before you get married?
Mhm.
Because that's, I think, is the important question. So for example, in my previous experience with my late husband, we've been together before, as boyfriend and girlfriend for like 6 years,
Mhm.
6 or 7 years,
Mhm.
before we lived together for a year before we actually got married. So I think that, for a certain period of time before tying the knot, you have to experience living together. So I think it will, because my mom would tell me that it's not like something that if you don't want it, you can just throw it away.
Mhm.
Yeah. When you're committed to marriage, then you should try it out first. And that, because you can't get out of it here in the Philippines, because there's no divorce. So once you're tied up to that person. So, yeah. Just
No, I totally agree. And that's the big thing for the Filipina marriage. I mean, there is no
very
divorce.
important.
So
Yeah.
but I guarantee you, she's not thinking about none of that. Guaranteed, she's not thinking about any of that. She's not thinking about, oh, if I get married and we get divorced, and she's not, because she knows plenty of people here who are married but separated. Plenty of people. It's so common here. Would you agree with that? It is so super common here. You
Yeah,
agree? You don't
I
agree?
agree with that, but I think I didn't grow up in that environment where people are married but separated.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, I did, but there's
yeah.
that doesn't uh remove the fact that people here are married but
Screw your
separated.
chair back just
Pardon?
screw your chair back just a little bit. Our thing is,
Mm,
maybe that helps.
okay. Hopefully.
Yeah. So my point is, I don't think she's thinking about that. The bottom line is this: she gets a lot of the benefits of moving in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
For sure.
a lot of the one benefit you get
Is that?
is she should be tearing that ass up,
Yeah.
right? Or maybe she cooks, maybe she cleans sometimes, but now we'll talk more. We'll
Yeah.
talk more.
Okay.
I do not think, I don't think it's a good idea here in the Philippines, especially because moving her out is not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's not gonna
It
be
is not going to be easy, y'all.
unless she has a place to like a fallback, like a place that she could stay, or she has the money to rent her own
What
place.
money is she going to have?
If she doesn't have a job, then she's
Right.
not gonna she's gonna go back to her mama.
How many of these dudes do you think move a woman in and she already has a job? She has her own job, her own money, and they're sharing expenses. How many of these dudes do you think?
40%.
Stop. It's not even that. It's not that high. Not even close to that high. I don't think it's even remotely close to that. I think the majority of the dudes who move Filipina in with them, she don't have a job. She don't have a job.
I agree.
And the reason why is because, well, I guess the majority is, that would be 40%, right? I mean, 60%. But the reason why is because they want, a lot of dudes are retired, so they have all day.
And they want their Filipina to have all the time.
They want her there all the time, right? And they don't, in the beginning, at least they don't care about what it costs, because I mean, it's not necessarily the extra cost. Sometimes it could be. It depends on her lifestyle, depends on what she's expecting of you.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily the extra cost, though. I think it has so much to do with the other stuff. Number one, we'll get into it. All right. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What changes the most once a couple goes from dating to actually living together? What changes?
What changes?
Yeah, you've been dating. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me preface it. You've been dating for, let's say, 6 months. Let's say 6 months. You've been dating for 6 months. She's staying over sometimes here and there, right? And all that stuff. What changes once you live together here in the Philippines?
Here in the Philippines,
Mhm.
because I think I'm guilty of it,
Mhm.
that sometimes she felt a little entitled, too comfortable, that she micromanages your place. And because she thinks that, oh, I'm welcome here, I felt a little comfortable, but she forgets sometimes that I don't really live here. So, she might do some things that you're not used to doing, like returning the stuff where
putting stuff back.
Putting stuff back where you got it, and
So,
yeah.
So the question is, what changes?
What changes?
Once you move her in from when you were dating? What changes?
What changes is, I think, how you look at each other. How you look at each other, because before she's just a visitor, just staying over, coming over. But now you actually live with this person, and 24/7 you get to know the real her. How is she in terms of cleanliness? How is she in terms of managing the house? So something like that.
Stuff you didn't know before. Stuff you didn't know before. And hopefully you would think that she is good at managing the house. Hopefully you would think she's good at being clean. Hopefully her hair ain't all over the damn place. Hopefully. Hopefully she's good at, there are some pros, but there's a lot more cons. And I'm gonna tell you guys the biggest con. The biggest con, no, it's not. It's definitely a con, but it's not the biggest con. The biggest con is the cultural differences.
Yeah,
that's going to be the biggest con. Is the cultural differences that you know nothing about, but you're about to experience them. You're about to experience the communication differences. You're about to experience the cultural differences, how she does stuff, and you're going to think that it's crazy, and vice versa. But the cultural difference is going to be the biggest thing that you're gonna experience.
Yeah, because for us Filipinas, I think that once we have a partner, it's like it is our duty. It is our responsibility to serve you. It is our responsibility to get stuff for you, get things done for you. And if you take that away from us, it's like an insult to a lot of us. Then why are you stripping that role from me?
But you have to understand too that we're talking about a lot of grown ass men. We're talking about grown-ass men who are retired, most of whom have probably been married before, who are retired now. They're set in their ways. They're set in their ways. They're used to doing stuff the way they want to do stuff. And they're not trying to hear them. You're moving into their home, right? You're moving into their home, and there's an adjustment on both sides. It's not just you got to adjust to him. There's an adjustment on both sides, but I think it's important to understand that, we're not talking about young kids. We're talking about grown-ass men who've been a bachelor for a long time, most of them.
So I think that's where it becomes difficult when you're a bachelor for a long time and you're not used to someone taking care of you. So I think that's where the problem starts, because you don't have to do that for me. I can do that for myself. Then again, going back to what I said previously, that to a Filipina, that will be a little insulting, because it is we are raised to serve our partners and to make sure that they're taken care of. And if we're not taking care of you, then what are we doing? It's like I'm not doing my job if if I don't do X, Y, and Z for you. Just like, for example, my mom would reprimand me, "Hey, you didn't do that for him. You didn't do that for him. Oh, my bad, mom. I'm sorry. So I'm going to do it next time." So even your elders will tell you that you're not. You have to do this, that, and the other. So yeah. It's just looking at your so that I know when to stop talking.
And you can run the whole show. You can definitely run the whole show.
I know for sure, but
I think that's going to be a big problem. What happens when she hits you with the tampo attack? Because she's careful in the beginning. She's careful. She don't want to ruffle no feathers. Everything is good. She don't want to. But once she moves in and starts getting comfortable, and what if you want to go out with the fellas? You want to go out and have a drink with the fellas?
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah,
I heard that. I heard that. So
what if you want to go out with the fellas, and then she's gonna,
not attending me.
Exactly.
Where are you going? You're not going if I'm not going. I think that mindset that that woman is not invited only applies to when you're married. Like, for example, your wife didn't get invited, but you are invited, but that's a common friend. I think that, I won't go because I'm not invited. But for me, if I'm not invited, I'm not going to go. And then if you're going to ask me the next time, "Oh, would you come?" No, you didn't invite me the first place. It's like the first time. So if you change your mind that I'm going to invite you, you thought of not inviting me in the first place. So just, I'm not going to come. Yeah.
Oh, I'd be devastated.
Yeah.
Absolutely devastated if you couldn't come with me.
No. But you know what I'm saying? I think
I
that
hear what you're saying.
when you get invited the first time, because this is what my uncle told me, that when you get invited, that person thought of really including you in that activity. But if you didn't get invited, then he or she is not thinking about you. So don't don't get don't get your feelings hurt if you're not invited.
Okay.
Don't come.
Okay.
They don't want you there.
So there you have it. There you have it. Okay. All right. So I think there's going to be some problems, especially when because you're going to get tested. You're going to get tested just like kids do. The woman is going to test you. What happens? What happens if I'm going to try this temple? I'm a little upset. I'm a little pissy. I'm going to try this temple and see how it works out. Right. And if you do baby, please, I'm so sorry. Anyway, yeah, because I do that all the time, right?
No.
Exactly.
No.
But look, there's gonna be growing pains, and I think whether you're at home, whether you're here, there's gonna be growing pains. But the difference is when you're at home, there's the cultural there's not the big cultural differences. Here there are huge cultural differences. The food she likes to eat, the food she can cook. Maybe she can't cook the kind of food you're used to. Probably can't. The food she's used to eating, maybe
it's stinky for you.
Yeah, maybe she wanted to cook that dried fish.
Yeah, dried fish.
Right? No,
us Filipinas, it smells so good, but to you guys, it's so stinky.
No. Okay. Do you think moving in together too early ruins a relationship that might otherwise have worked? That's really part of the whole question, right?
Definitely. I think that the key word is too early. Mm-hmm. I think that's the key word. Right. So again, guys, we put up the poll question again. So to those who haven't chimed in their answers, just type 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat before you add in your comment, or if you want a little bit of context why you answered that poll number. So yeah, the question again to those who just came in: does living together first make the relationship stronger or easier to walk away?
Do you really think there's cases where it makes the relationship stronger? Okay, go ahead. Talk to me.
Because I'm thinking about, there are two things. There are two scenarios here: moving her too early or moving her in because eventually you see this person as someone that you're going to marry. Okay. I think it helps because you can adjust quickly to their mannerisms. And if there are eventually deal breakers that will show up later on in the relationship, and that's really a deal breaker for you, either you're going to sit down and talk about the deal breaker.
But if it's a deal breaker, then why would you sit down and talk about it?
Because you are already invested in this person. So maybe this person would really like to, if that's a deal breaker for you, then I'm willing to change that or make my absolute.
So why wouldn't you talk about the deal breaker before you move her in?
Exactly. But sometimes, there are certain mannerisms or certain traits that was revealed only when you moved in. Okay. So you can't really.
For example, you have an example?
I don't know. Like, for example, let's say just putting things where she got it, and she's not
putting things back where she got them.
Yeah, putting things back where she got.
Who would have that problem? It would seem that couldn't be a problem, would it? Like putting stuff back where you got it from? Like who does that?
I admit that I am 80% putting things the way where I got it, but the 20% sometimes.
Wait, did you say 80% you put stuff back?
Yes, 80% I put stuff back, 20% I do not.
I love you.
Is it hard? I mean,
I love you. I love you.
Okay.
Put the poll down.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So
there we go. Okay.
All right. So again,
80%.
I think so. Because we're for the most part, I thought that it was, I would say that I sometimes forget that what was the last position I got it from. So sometimes it was like that. Sorry.
You got questions for me?
Yeah. So
actually, hold on. Before you start your question, let me. The phone line is open. You guys, the phone lines are open. You can turn on. You can Call in and give us your take. Do you think living together first makes the relationship better, especially here in the Philippines? And I want to specify here in the Philippines because I'm telling you guys, moving her in is easy. She will have her bags packed, all her shit at your doorstep, and lickety split. But if you got to move her out, bruh, it's going to be a problem. If you think you're just going to kick her out because you're mad at her, if you think it's going to go down like that here in the Philippines, you are sadly mistaken. So what's your first question to me?
Okay.
And then after that, I want to talk about how things go down here in the Philippines when you feel like the relationship is over and you want her to leave. I want to talk about how that goes because I don't think people understand how that really works out here in the Philippines.
Okay.
What's your question?
My question to you is that if you invited your girlfriend to move into your home, would you expect her to pay rent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like 50-50 or
no, we don't earn 50%, 50 income.
Contribute to the rent.
Absolutely. You looking at? Who are you talking to? I don't give a damn what we do together. I expect her to contribute in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. Period. All right, we'll take phone call. We'll take this phone call. Okay. Can we do it? Yeah. Okay. All right, caller, what you got?
Hey, how you doing? This is Daryl. This United Ministries. How's everything? How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. Doing real good. What you got, man?
Well, first off, this is a beautiful subject. Probably one of the most powerful ones. I know y'all do a lot of good subject matters. All y'all subject matters is excellent.
Thank you.
This one right here, deal breaker. It's a deal breaker. You know, and I like the way both of y'all are expressing the situation because it does change for some people. And I put number 4 in the chat because I feel it depends on the couple, which is true. It does depend on the couple. I've seen couples, and we've all seen couples meet on a cruise ship. Next thing you know, they get married.
Right.
You know, and they live. They married. Their marriage lasts more than 30, 40 hours. I literally till death do them part.
Right.
Do they part? And we've seen some marriages. I mean, some extravagant weddings, and 3 weeks later, they're separated. They can't stand one another.
Right.
I've seen $250,000 wedding. I was in it myself, and the wedding, beautiful. Everything was lovely. Thought that they were going to live together, and they dated for 2 years.
Right.
Right after they got married, the thing didn't last 30 days.
Right.
And it was over. It was over.
It's a good lesson in that.
Oh, it's a tremendous lesson. And another thing, as I'm learning about the Philippines, because you know I'm coming out there. You know, I gotta take y'all out there. When I get there, that's gonna be lovely when we all sit down and really break bread together.
Can't wait.
The bottom line is that, oh man, I can't wait either. The thing is that when you see what you see, you really know what you know. And not everybody can be happy like you two, but unfortunately, we can get close to it. I think that's a good thing to say. The bottom line is that you really got to be vested in what you're doing, both parties, not just the man. And a lot of men these days and times, they're not going for the person that's flashy or dash. They'll go for the nicest looking person. They might look nice. They look okay.
Right.
But their peace and that person's peace, they're gonna protect it. Mm-hmm. That male gonna protect both y'all's peace.
Exactly.
And I know me, I'm gonna protect that woman's peace as well as my own. Because I want her to be comfortable, I want her to be, doing the right thing. Sure, I'm financially well off, but at the same time, a lot of people are not.
Right.
And those that take something on like that, it takes on another level.
You got that right.
But at the same time, this is probably one of the deal breakers when a relationship gets to a point when you're making that choice. This is the person I'm about, and she sees that. It's not just one party sees it; both of y'all see it. Sometimes the women see it, and the guy turns away. The guy turns the lady away. Sometimes the guy see it, and the women is not interested. So those things happen. But at the same time, this is an excellent subject matter. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you for
Definitely appreciate you.
And see y'all soon.
We'll see you soon, man. Take care.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Now,
Yeah.
he makes some good points.
Yes,
he makes some really
I
good
agree.
points. You know,
Go ahead.
my father used to say this, and it stuck in my mind. My father used to say, son, it doesn't matter if you spend $1 million on a wedding, 100,000 on a wedding, or 10,000 on a wedding, or $10 on a wedding. It ain't gonna make that marriage last any longer. No matter how much money you put into the wedding, it has nothing to do with how long that marriage lasts.
Yeah. So I think I had this mind when I got married.
Mhm.
I think that, you know, because I see my friends getting married
Mhm.
this grand. I think I'm a little on the practical side. You know, if I'm going to spend money for that wedding,
Mhm.
and we can, you know, use the other stuff for our whole family,
Mhm.
building the family instead of spending it on a wedding.
Right. Okay, caller, what you got?
Hey, it's Ray.
Hey, what's happening, Ray?
So, hey, doing great. I would never move a woman in after just a few months. You have to vet the person first, because when you move them in, you can move her in, but once she's in there, doesn't matter if she has a job or not. Because get this, Filipino law said even if you get rid of her,
You got
whatever y'all accumulate together,
to.
I'm just going to use Rich as an example, or me. Whatever I purchased and she's living here, doesn't matter. She's entitled to whatever 50% of whatever, because the law, Filipino law says if she, I knew this because I did this research. She's entitled to 50% of what you have, because cooking and cleaning counts as contributing to the house.
That's
Even if
right.
she doesn't never had a job, doesn't have, even if she had whatever, cooking and cleaning, all that counts. So good luck getting them out of there.
Yeah.
Cause if you ain't vet the woman right, she gonna come after half of your stuff, and the law's gonna probably lean on her side.
The law is always
So-
going to be on her side. Always.
Yeah, unless you put some kind of agreement together before you move her in.
It ain't gonna matter.
I mean,
Not
like
gonna
in
matter.
writing.
Nah, it's
Good
not gonna
luck.
matter. Not gonna matter. Yeah,
No.
it's always gonna be on her side. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always gonna be on her side. And if you ain't vet the woman right, man, I wouldn't move a woman in until after minimum. I mean,
What's the
for
minimum?
me, it was
Give me a minimum,
2
Ray.
years.
2 years?
2 years, bro. You got to really know the person, and if you don't you got to listen to the red flags, because if you don't, everything's going good with Peach and I. So I just use that example. We've known each other a while, good while. Didn't meet on a dating site.
Uh,
Bro, I wouldn't move her into my place if I didn't know her, if I didn't vet her, if I knew she was gonna come after 50% of what I come after my stuff, even if I bought everything.
right.
She could come after. If you bought a computer, don't matter if you bought yourself an iPhone 17. Guess what? Guess what's gonna happen? She's gonna come after that half of the stuff, because she gonna say, I cooked, I cleaned, I did all of this,
I contributed to the
she gonna
household.
pay you. I contribute, and that's the law. That's the Filipino law. Like, she cooks, cleans. Hey, that's her contribution. If she don't own
Right.
if she don't have 2 pesos to rub together, that's still half of her stuff.
That's the bottom line.
So
brother.
good luck. That's the bottom line, bro. You better know the woman before you. Why would dudes move a woman in after 1 or 2 months?
They're crazy, dude. They're crazy. They're crazy.
I think that's stupid.
Find me one channel that promotes or advocates that you move a woman in a few months after you meet her. Find me one channel, Filipinas or expat channel, that advocates. Every single channel will tell you don't do it. Every single channel. But men will still keep doing it. They still think they're better or they're different. My girl's different. Right, exactly. I appreciate your call, bro. Appreciate your call. Thanks.
All right, later.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he makes the point that I was gonna make. If you move her out, when you move her out, you're gonna have to pay for her to leave. Literally. Literally, you're gonna have to pay for her to leave. So if you think you got mad, y'all got in a little funk, and you know what, you get the hell out. It ain't gonna work that way, bro. It's not gonna work that way. Because the cops, she gonna call the police, and the police are gonna come and they're gonna negotiate or so, what have you. And I'm telling you, you're going to end up having to pay to get her out. You're going to have to pay some money because you can't just put her out on the street. We'll take another call. I figured people get riled up on that about this. We'll take another call. Hold on a sec, caller. What's happening, DG? What's going on, brother?
I'll say this, knowing what I know now, if I had to do all over again, no, you're not moving in. If we're boyfriend and girlfriend and they ain't leaving the marriage, I mean, the date got to be at least 3 months off. But this is after, some long vetting. And knowing that they do temple, no, take your nasty ass attitude on home. Come back when you want to talk.
There you go. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
And hey, I get it, man. It's not like having some in-house box. I get that part, but in the Philippines, especially, I mean, and I think they hold foreigners to a higher standard than
They do. They definitely do.
So
They definitely
you're definitely going to be the example.
For sure, for sure. I just think, bro, okay, I got you on the phone. DG, give me how long? Give me the minimum amount of time that you could date someone before you move them in. What's the minimum?
Oh, today, at least 2 years.
2 years. Okay. You know what?
2 years.
I think I'm surprised. I think I'm a little bit more lenient. I would say even a year is the bare minimum. 18 months, something like that. But a year is the bare minimum. Bare minimum. But 2 years is cool with me. 2 years would not bother me a bit. Okay.
I say that. I say that saying that now that I know myself, I kind of like my alone time, and that's why.
Sound familiar?
Yeah.
And our 1,600 square feet house. That's why she's got her own room, and I got my own room.
I like my elbow room, bro. I like it. Yeah.
I ain't saying she can't knock on the door and come in. I still even have to knock on the door. Come on in. You okay?
Yeah. And if you're butt naked, you can come in quick.
Well, that changes things.
Yeah, that changes things quick, huh? Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah, but I hear you though, brother.
That's just my take, man.
I appreciate you, brother, as always. Take care.
All right.
Okay. So I think I would agree with DG as he mentions, as you grow older, you want your space, because I appreciate my space now that, I know that I really wanted to spend time with you sometimes. There are certain times of the day or times of the week that I really want to spend time with you, but a lot of times I enjoy my space because I can do whatever I want the way I want it done. Because there are certain because this is your house, and I agree with you that you have ways or you have rules.
Yourself out. Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do at your house. We'll take another call. OT, what's going on, man?
Hey, good morning, Richie. Good morning, Chang. How are you guys?
Good
What's up,
morning.
man?
Nothing much up. Can y'all hear me? You sound pretty low.
We got you. We got you.
Okay. It was yeah, my opinion, I think this is a really good topic.
Thank you.
And I think there's two different categories. Category one, the expats that hit the ground running, they see a girl, everything's going right, everything's going great, and then they want to move it in. Like clearly that's like a red flag in itself. But then you got other people like me, like DG, and other people that's probably in the chat or even called before where they're dating with a goal, they're dating with a purpose, they're looking at the logistics, how she is when she's stressed, how she is when she's mad, how she is when it comes to like handling money. I mean, those are all like the key core things that go into moving with a person. And the age-old saying never gets old. You never know what a person's like until you move in with them.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I agree with Chief before about like 2 years, or even 3, because you pretty much just need to monitor her, and that's part of the whole vetting process. You got to monitor her. You got to see, how she is when she's at her highs, and you also need to see her when she's actually at her lows.
Yes.
I think that is going to be like the biggest contributing factor, especially when she's at her lows. If she's at her lows, can you tolerate her behavior? Because at some point, you're going to need to tolerate it at some point. And then if you can tolerate it, then great, yeah, she's a viable candidate of living with someone. But the goal has to be marriage at the end of the day. It can't just be dating and then you just date and there's no end goal, right? There needs to be an end goal. The end goal is getting married. So that's my opinion on it.
Yeah.
No,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I think that I agree with you that there's a certain extent where you need to move her in, because to me, like 2 or 3 years, it's like training. You're like setting her up to how you wanted things to go down when you finally live together. So to me, I look at it as training. I look at it as training. It's not that he doesn't want to move me in, but to me that's training, because we have to let go. I think maybe I can answer after we so we can let him go. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate your call.
Thank you, OT.
One more thing, Charlie.
Go ahead.
One more thing. I think the biggest thing also is with a woman getting moved into her place by a man, it should be seen as a privilege. It shouldn't just be seen as a free ticket or a free token. Like, she earned that. That's another thing too. She definitely needs to earn it. Because if it's given to her, then she's not exactly going to value it. But if it's something she's been working towards, and then you kind of let her, hey, I would like for you to move in because of you've done this and that for me. You make my life easier. You're an asset to my life, not a liability. So it's she's earning it. You're not just giving it to her, so she earned it. So that's a big thing too. But
I think that's a great point. A great point. Absolutely, I totally agree with you. All right, appreciate you, man. All right.
Okay.
Now,
to adding to what OT said.
Go ahead, add to what he said.
I agree, because there's some, whether how on which angle we look at it, I think that it's always going to be an upgrade to her lifestyle. Because so for example, she's living in a studio apartment right now, and then you move her into a bigger place, it's still an upgrade. And she's living in an apartment, a decent apartment, but you move her into a condo or a 3-bedroom apartment, then that's definitely an upgrade to from her studio to a 3-bedroom place.
Not just that, but your question before. What was your question before about expecting her to pay rent? Pay utilities? Look, if I'm paying, everybody might have their split. You said 50-50, which to me is ludicrous because we don't make 50-50 money. Right?
Yeah.
But it is a privilege. OT said it. It's a privilege. He's moving you and he's upgrading your lifestyle. Things are suddenly better. You got more space. You got more. You're moving up. And it's not something you deserve that because you earned that. I think those things shouldn't just be given. I think the big thing is a lot of dudes come here and they just want to give. They want to give, and the only thing they're asking back is a piece of that ass. And I don't think that's enough. And it's going to get old real quick when she starts doing tampo, or she starts having a bad attitude, or when a piece of that ass dries up, and it's not, you're not getting it 24/7 or however much anymore. Things gonna change. Things are gonna change. And you guys can push back if you want to. You call in and let me know what you think. I don't give a damn how much she makes or I make, and she's gonna have to have a job. She's gonna contribute. She's gonna pay some rent. She's gonna contribute to something financially. Now, I understand I make substantially more financially than she does. That's okay. That's okay. I don't expect her to put in what I put in, but she's gonna put something in. She's gonna put something in. She's gonna have to earn what she's gonna have to earn that upgrade, right? I'm not just gonna give it to her. If we're paying a little bit more on the rent, our split is usually 80-20. We have this 80-20 type thing, which usually works out to kind of the 50-50 when you look at it overall. Is 80-20 or something like that. If we go on vacation, you got to come up with 20% of the vacation money. If you can't do that, then you can't go. If we're doing this or that, and you don't have 20% of it, then we got to rethink what we can do. Then we can't do it. It's that simple. That's why you have to have a job. That's why you have to be able to contribute, not just give me a piece of ass. You got to be able to put in. Period.
Yeah, I agree. So
push it. Y'all can push back. Let me know what you think. Call in. Let me know what you think. Maybe you have a different idea, and that's cool. That's completely cool with me. But that's how I rock.
yeah. So I think that my we were talking about if you invited your girlfriend to move into your home, would you expect her to pay rent? I think so it may not be when it comes to rent. I think maybe she could like pay electricity and the water bill.
Whatever it is.
At least you contribute. Like say for example, groceries, even if you don't give her grocery money, she will bring X amount of stuff, and maybe you can, that's her form of reciprocation. Maybe sometimes you take her out, and her way of reciprocating back is maybe through grab rides or your transportation. That's not as much as you
Who's hungry more often, you or me?
me.
It's not even close. It ain't even close, right? So she's gonna come in, and look, I'm pragmatic, and it is what it is. I'm pragmatic. She's gonna come in and she's gonna eat your food. She's gonna come in and she's gonna run up the light bills and probably won't even turn off the light when she's done. She's gonna come in and she's gonna use the gas. She's gonna use the water. So your bills are gonna double, at least double. Maybe it depends, but your bills are gonna go up significantly. They're gonna go up. It's that simple, right? But you're asking nothing of her in return. Nothing. I don't think so. Not in this world. Not in this world. You want the upgrade? I'm cool with giving you the upgrade. I'm cool with making your life better. But you got to earn that shit. You got to earn that, and you got to keep earning. Just like I got to keep earning the money.
Yeah.
To pay for all of that, right? You expect me to keep earning the money, keep working hard and earning the money. We could have that life. You got to keep earning the right to exist in that lifestyle.
Yeah, and I remember this reaction video we reacted a few weeks back. I think that well, you are responsible. If even if we broke up, for example, you are still responsible to give me that money because you put me in this lifestyle. I cannot downgrade anymore.
Watch, you can downgrade. Watch, I'll watch you downgrade. Okay, we'll take another call. Black Box, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Good, man. We're good.
What I would say also is also mission specific, meaning that if you're gonna go and hold on to the 2-year threshold or 1-year threshold, make sure who you're dealing with has a job, whether she's doing when you meet her, and don't make her quit her job, which a lot of these guys want to do. Don't do that. Allow her own job so she can contribute, but also don't, like people say, don't bring her into your place right away. Make sure she has her own place established and go from it day to day. And I would say do what I did. Don't even come here without knowing anybody. Come fresh and not put no expectations on somebody.
Right.
Now, I would say that if anybody asks me, should I meet somebody before I get here, or do I meet somebody? I say no, meet somebody after you establish yourself wherever you're going first.
Sure.
And make sure the girl has the job second. Go ahead.
Sure. Hey, you know how I feel. I've made it very, very clear how I feel about that. If you don't have a job, you have nothing to say to me. As a woman, you have nothing to say to me. Nothing. You got to have a job, period. Especially if you have children. Especially if you're the breadwinner in your family. You got to have a job. I don't want to support your family. Look, I put aside enough money to take care of me for life. I put aside enough money to take care of me and somebody for life. But I didn't put aside enough money to take care of me, you, and your family. I didn't put aside that kind of money. So you gotta come with it too. Appreciate you calling, man.
Thank you, Black Box.
Okay, bad girl.
Yeah, so going back to the comment of the previous caller, like 2 callers ago. So I think that he mentioned about this grand wedding. So I remember what I was talking about earlier. So now that I think that I'm more of the practical side, because I was thinking at that time that why would I spend money even if these friends of mine have this grand wedding and all that, but why would I spend that money on a wedding where I can use that money to actually build a life together? So
Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead, it's my bad.
And also, I think that to me, it's not the wedding, it's the marriage, it's the relationship that you're going to build together. It's not going to be, it's going to be because people are like, it's like the boom of social media during that time. You know, the people
It's
are
my dream,
dream
bro. It's
wedding.
my dream. I
Yeah.
want this. I
Yeah.
want that.
And then my children are asking me, Mom, why aren't you like in this kind of wedding, blah, blah, blah? Because it's not really practical, in my opinion. Because what's important is the
Your
ceremony.
children are asking you what?
Asked me because I showed them the wedding picture. My wedding.
What?
Asked me, why weren't you like in a, like a, there's no several pictures. There weren't pictures of me like having walking
Gotcha.
like a long gown and all that.
So you're talking about when you were married to?
Yeah, to my late husband. Yeah, so they were asking, and then I said that because we agreed before that it's not going to be like really practical for us to do that. Instead of using that money for the wedding, use it for your buy stuff for the house if you're going to move in together.
When you get
Something
married, how much money you want to spend on it?
just enough to feed the family. Maybe 25,000.
Million
Oh,
pesos?
no, that's too much.
500,000
No,
pesos?
even not because if
100,000.
100,000, that's reasonable.
100,000 pesos?
Yes, because that's enough to pay food. Food is expensive these days. If you're going to like, yeah, I think 70 to 100,000. That's the cap. 100.
How many people do you want to come?
Just close family, close family and
How many
friends.
people's close family?
I have more family members. Immediate family, and then my close friends. Maybe about 30 people. That's it.
You gotta start saving, huh?
30 people, and maybe I would love to have at least a few of your family.
Mhm. I hear you. I hear you, babe.
But anyway, this
What's your next question?
so if you pay, so speaking about contributing and
It's
paying,
going. It's going.
eventually, hopefully.
It's going. It's going. It's going.
Yeah, but if you pay 90% of the expenses, should you have more control over the decisions of the family?
Absolutely. The monetary decisions, or just decisions?
Just decisions in general.
I don't know. The monetary decisions, absolutely. I mean, that only makes sense. But as far as the decisions in general, I still think you if you're a couple, if you're working together, okay, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Okay, we'll read that real quick. But if you're working together as a couple, I definitely think you make decisions together, right? I mean, I wouldn't make a decision about all of us without talking to you first. But as far as monetary or financial,
yeah, I think you have.
Yeah, I think I definitely want.
Yeah, but
you want to read the super chat?
Sure. Okay, thank you so much, OT, for your super chat. After she earns moving in, then have a chat about household duties, responsibilities, and who will pay what month to month. She is earning her right to stay with a good man every single day.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead, OT. Call back. What you got, man?
Well, you guys are kind of aware of my situation. So the hypothetical that I'm about to tell you guys, it's not true. It's a 100% hypothetical. I'm just running this scenario past you guys because I want to get y'all's opinion.
Okay.
But let's say I met a girl on a dating app. We've been talking for 8 months. We met each other face to face. I told my plans to be living here the next year. She's like, okay, cool. But she doesn't have a job. But the whole time we've known each other, she never asked for money, not once.
Okay.
Any type of correction or anything I ask her to do, she pretty much does it. Like, hey, can you buy me this? I'm gonna be here. I want to have this ready, that ready. She does it. And when I start living there, let's say around month 7, month 8, I actually want her to move in because she became a valuable asset to my life. Upon her moving in, I told her, hey, here's the duties and responsibilities. You don't have a job now, but in the end, I'm gonna help you get a job. And I actually ended up helping her get a job. And from her getting a job, she contributes to the bills and stuff like that. So that situation, would you deem that as, yeah, I give that the green light, she's earned her keep, she should continue to stay with that person? Or you're like, No, I still don't think it's a good idea. What do you guys think?
Well, in that hypothetical situation, it worked out perfectly.
Yeah,
right?
ideally.
Yeah, ideally, but there's just a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of ifs. Like, how do you know that you get her a job? How do you know she's gonna want that job or like that job or do well at that job? I think there's a lot of of things
Loophole.
there's a lot of loopholes or potential problems in that whole situation is the problem. So for me, I don't move her in until I know that all of those things are working out. I don't say, okay, I don't move her. I'm not moving around. I'll put you in this situation. I'll get you a job. Okay, now you got the job, and we wait. There's even a probation period in the job, right?
Yeah.
There's three months
to 6 months.
Yeah, to 6 months. So I need to know if she's going to do well at this job before I move her in, right? I mean, we don't know.
Mhm.
There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of variables there that aren't accounted for. So in your situation, it was the perfect situation, but I think there's a whole bunch. Yeah.
So the reason why I use a hypothetical is that from the beginning all the way up until she moved in with you, she was always following your lead. But you're right. You're absolutely right. She could just turn into a bad girl and just pull the whole entire switch on you, like pull the plug from the wall, like, yeah, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Right.
So it's possible. Some women actually do behave that way. So they act one way, and then once they get what they want, they just cut loose. But then there's other girls that would actually do the exact opposite. And she's like, well, I'm with a good man. I was where I was at in my life 8 months ago, or 12 months ago, or 16 months ago. From then to now, my life has gotten so much better. You know what? Let me actually do the right thing and stay with this guy. They always exist. They do. At the same time, that one do also exist too. So
they absolutely exist, and we all wish that we could have that kind of girl. I mean, it would be great if we could all get that kind of girl. But as much as we know they do exist, is that the norm or is that the exception?
The exception.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I just keep it real. I just keep it real, bro. I mean, that what you're talking about,
you're right.
the woman you described is the exception. That is not. I don't think that's the norm, but they do exist.
Oh, no.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Thank you, OT.
Appreciate you, brother.
No problem.
Okay, so
No, I mean, that was like Boogie Wonderland. I mean, how you described it, I was like, shit, I want that girl.
the
Yeah,
fact
it's like, damn, she sounded. No, I thought he was talking about you.
oh yeah, damn it.
No, bro. No, but I mean, that girl does. You got to vet a lot. And you might even have to be lucky too to find a woman who got some damn sense, who doesn't take advantage of her situation. I'm telling you, there's a lot of women. There's a lot of people here who might say, you know what, I've made it. I made it, right? I ain't got to do nothing else. I'm moved in. It's all good. Yeah, you can't move me out now. And now you're gonna see the real me. And again, she might cook, she might clean, she might do a whole bunch of stuff. But now you got some attitude that you didn't have before when she wasn't living with you, right? She was careful. She walked on eggshells. She didn't have an attitude before, but now you got to accept her. How?
The way
she is, right? You got to accept her the way she is.
I think that gets into a lot of women's heads that, this guy needs to accept me because I accepted him. Because if you accepted him, his mannerisms, his non-negotiables, I think there will come a time that he needs to accept the non-negotiables also on your part. So it's a compromise that these are the things that I can't really change about you, and these are the things that you can't really change about me. There are certain things that we have to accept that this is part of that person.
What you got to accept about? I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot. Just say this. The audience is the audience. What you got to accept about me? Maybe you like it, maybe you don't.
I like it and I don't sometimes. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't.
The same things you like are the things you don't like. Okay, what you got to accept about me?
Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't.
I'll get to you in a minute.
Yeah. Wait. I think that you're because I think a man is
don't sugarcoat. Just
I'm
spit
not.
it out. Come on now.
Attention to detail. I
too
get
much attention to detail.
Yes, too much attention, because I get that some people pay attention to detail, but not as much as you do. Maybe.
Okay, but that can kind of It works that way. Right?
Yeah. So also, yeah, like super attention to detail, and you know, you have you have some boundaries, and I think I like it. I like it, and sometimes I don't.
You don't like my boundaries?
Sometimes I
What
don't.
boundaries you don't like?
Sometimes I
What
don't.
boundaries you don't like?
Hey, you don't have to go out.
You got an attitude? Get the hell up. You ain't gotta go home. But
Yeah,
you got to get the hell up out of here with an attitude.
yeah. But
Yeah.
sometimes, you know, sometimes it helped me though. It helped
You
me a
understand
lot.
where I'm coming from?
Yeah. And I understand you because I stepped out of my boundary a little. So, you know, that's why sometimes I said that I like it, sometimes I don't. So yeah.
Okay.
Mm. So you wanna go back to
What, you don't have any more questions? Okay.
a few more questions
go ahead.
for you. So
All right.
so
But I want to talk. But we got to talk about family too, because I think family is important. Go ahead.
yeah, but we have plenty of comments now, Annie. So
Okay.
we've
You
been-
want to read the comments?
Let's read the comments.
Okay. Go ahead and read the comments.
Okay. Let me start. Hold on. Okay, so where do we start?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'll read the comments. I may not be able to pin it on the stage, but
Mhm.
yeah, okay. So Bud Phillips is also here. Okay, so and Mr. Stone 969. Hey, Ready Rich and Main Chang. Thank you so much for joining. All right. So Stink Shag said, Tiger Ronnie, don't move her in if she is not up to your standards on game. So I think
That's
that,
it.
yeah, I think I mentioned previously that the way I see your situation, it's training.
Mhm.
It's training. It's what do you call that? There are certain things that I have to get used to, you know, because it will create problems. I understand that it will create a lot of problems if we moved in, if we moved in together. And yeah.
So hold on to your thoughts.
Okay.
We're gonna add a special guest. We're gonna add a special guest to our live stream. My man. And it's actually a privilege because we met once, but you know, it's my dude. It's my dog.
Yeah.
All right. We'll add him to the live stream. Hold on a second. Hey, what's happening, man?
Hey,
What's
Alex.
up, y'all?
What's going
Not
on,
much.
man?
Early
What you- I
morning,
know
I
you-
saw you guys.
I know you got a lot to talk about on this topic, bro. I know you got a lot to say. Give us your spiel, bro. Give us your spiel. Tell me where you agree and where you disagree, bro.
All right, so I did not watch anything before this. I just woke up, saw you guys live. I'm like, let me get in there. Because I I saw a thumbnail yesterday. I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting. So for me personally, it depends on people's definition of a girlfriend. You know, so a
Right.
lot of people think you meet a girl a few times and now she's your girlfriend. For me, if I'm in a position where I feel like I'm comfortable enough calling somebody my girlfriend, then I'm in a position enough to have them move in, no problem. I don't just go
Mhm.
around throwing that word around like it's nothing because, you know, sometimes
Right.
you meet women a few times, you have a great time, but you don't really know them until you actually start hanging out with them for more than just dinner or them coming over to your place one night, something like that. So I think it also depends a lot on what the age gap is, right? So if somebody
Mhm.
that's a much older in their 70s or something, they come to the Philippines, and after 2 days, they're meeting a girl that's 22 years old, and she just needs a place to stay near college or her work or
Right.
something. Is
Right.
that somebody you want to bring over that basically is simply using you for accommodation? So
Right.
Mhm.
yeah, if I'm calling somebody my girlfriend, I've trusted them enough to move in with me and I want to spend more time with them. So that is why it's okay for my perspective. But that term itself, I think, really depends on the person and who they think is their girlfriend or not.
Give me your minimum. What's your bare minimum of amount of time that you would spend with somebody before you move her in?
That's a good question because depends on how many times you see them. So the time itself doesn't matter because some people spend a year as a couple and they see each other one time, right? They come here for
Yeah.
2 weeks
True.
and they think, oh, hey, look at this person. That's my girlfriend. Well, they don't even know if she got a local dude down the street that's, you know,
Exactly.
dealing with her on a regular basis. So for me,
Right.
I think you must at least spend 10 to 20 full-on days together before you get to know somebody.
Mhm.
What the
Right.
was that?
It's,
It is like that.
it's a super chat. Somebody sent a
Oh, okay,
super
okay,
chat.
okay. I didn't know we
Yeah.
had a little. No, so that scared me, man. Like, oh shit. So because after the 20th time of getting to see somebody, let's say 20 days of hanging out, going to places, eating, you should have an idea whether this person is on track to be your girlfriend or not, or if she's your girlfriend. If you still don't know by the 20th day, then obviously that's not the person for you. And I don't spend time with just random people. I mean, unless I categorize them as just someone to hang around with, a friend of mine that we might get close with once in a while, right? So I think that makes a big difference. Minimum for me, because you have to ask yourself, why are you having somebody move in with you? Is it because you want to get to know them, so they're wife material, or is it because you want to have easier access to her time, her body, her, whatever, money, depends on who she is, right?
And out here in the Philippines, I think it's the latter of the two. Hold on a second. Let us read the super chat real quick, okay?
Yeah, no worries.
Question for the men in the chat and you, Richie. Once she earns the right to move in, do you guys expect her to outcook you? What's y'all's thoughts about that? I love cooking, by the way.
Right, but you know me.
Yeah.
I'll let you answer. You go ahead. Answer.
Yeah, I think that in terms, you cook more because I think this is your house, so you cook more and you cook more for me. But I think that since we're not living together, I bring food to him.
She does.
So, I don't cook here because this is not my house. And sometimes I cook here, but it's not, I think when you live
I
together.
don't cook here because it's not my house. Sometimes I cook.
Sometimes but sometimes I bring food over, and also I think that it is your responsibility. If the reason why you're moving her in is for you to focus on your work so she can take care of the other stuff, that's one way of
I think it's preparation for marriage. That's it. I think it's preparation for either marriage or a long-term committed relationship. Committed, where you just say, you know what, this is how we're getting down. We're together. It's me and you. And I think that's the only time when you get to that point and you've considered her family, her kids, if she got them, all that stuff, then you can move her in. But before that, I don't think so. When you've thought of everything and you can account for the kids, the family, and you guys know each other, I'm cool. Alex, let me ask you this. Would you date a woman here who doesn't have a job?
Well, depends. I would not because she doesn't have money. It just shows to me that she's either younger or just doesn't have the experience of having financial responsibility or something like that. Plus, dating is different than being my girlfriend also, because I date often, but not everybody's my girlfriend. So yes, I would date somebody that doesn't have a job easily, because in the Philippines, it's not easy to find a job, number one. So it's not an automatic denial. But as far as my girlfriend, I would try to see what is the reason why this person doesn't have a job. Is it circumstantial? Is it because she's lazy? Does she not have opportunity? All these things. So for girlfriend, by the time she is my girlfriend, I'd assume she'd have some kind of responsibility financially with a job. If she don't got her own job, then I'll try to see if I can find her a job. But that's unlikely for me. But I can see why some men would do that. Now, going back to the moving in thing, I'll give you guys a story. I don't know if you guys want to listen to this. I was in the Philippines and I was just talking to some girls online, and one girl's like, "Hey, you want to meet up today?" I'm like, "Sure." She's like, "Okay, how about 4 p.m.?" I'm like, "Great," because I'm not about that late night bar scene or whatever. So she like, "But I just come out of my friend's place. I have to go back to Manila in a few days. I have my luggage. Is that cool?" I'm like, I'm like, I can already see what's going on here, right? So I'm like, so I knew what's going on. I'm just like, she probably looking for a place to stay, but she was cute. So I'm like, I don't want to just give up on this because of a suitcase. So I'm like, yeah, that's no worries, but you can't stay here overnight because there's a policy. You have to register all that stuff. So why don't you leave your suitcase in my place? We'll go hang out, and then when you gotta leave, right? So, but like sometimes you gotta like understand the situation. A lot of times men would just simply say, "Yeah, bring on your stuff and open up your suitcase and put it in my place." Next thing you know, she moved in without you even knowing. So you gotta be aware of these things without even And on the other side of things, there was a girl I was seeing that was probably 24 at the time, and she just finished university and she was working as a skincare specialist. And we dated for a while, but she lived separate from me in the same city, and I wanted to see her more often because she worked like a full-on job. And I'm like, "Listen, I'm here for like a few months, maybe. I want to get to know you more. You want to just stay with me instead of going to your place." There's just like a big distance, and I was kind of in the middle. And so these are situations you gotta be aware of, not simply cave because she's pretty or she got a suitcase. Or I just kind of shared two different stories of one person which I knew wanted to move in immediately, and another person who was just having a job and wasn't ready quite to actually stay with me. So there are many different scenarios, and men need to be full on aware of what's going on before they commit to something they don't want to be in.
That's an excellent take. What's your opinion about dudes who I'm trying to say this without laughing. Dudes who meet a nice young Filipina, or she doesn't have to be young, but a nice Filipina, and move her in at 1-2 months later, and he's in love with her and all that stuff. How do you what's your opinion about that, or do you have one?
I don't really have an opinion on that. I understand it to a degree. A lot of times, some of these men that come over to the Philippines are older, retired, and they've been through enough relationships to not want to do the whole dating thing. You know, they know, okay, this is a girl, somebody I want to see my future with, or at least see what happens. And the next step is moving in together. So that happens a lot quicker than it would two people similar age dating. So I don't have too much of idea, but they should be ready to kick them out if they're not the right person.
Right. Okay. I don't know what your time frame is like, but I'm trying to squeeze as many questions in as I can.
Man. I just wanted to drop by and say hello and share my 2 cents on the moving in situation.
Let me give you one more question. I'll let you go. Right. When she starts asking for money, I know how you are about women asking for money because we're on the same page there. When she starts asking for money, what's your limit? What's your limit when you meet her and she asks for money a year later or 6 months later, 6 days later? What's your limit? How do you feel?
So I have to speak for myself personally here because I don't want to offend anybody, and I understand people's dating, process is different, the age is different. I would never hand money to a woman that asks me for money because the person I'm with would never ask me for money, right? So that's where you got to set yourself at the start. If she's not financially responsible, then that's not the girl for you if you cannot provide for her. Now, that being said, a lot of times we forget the fact that people are not in your position or my position that are relatively young, relatively fit, relatively handsome, got somewhat of a way of talking to women, and they only can get people that rely on finances. So, for example, somebody in the 70s coming over trying to deal with somebody that's early 30s, the only way to keep them is pay the money. There's no other way.
The 8 ball, yeah, he's behind the 8 ball.
Yeah,
for sure. Hey, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate you coming on. We appreciate having you on. It's a pleasant surprise. We appreciate it. Hey, you saw my message. If you come over here, holla at your boy, man.
Definitely, man. Nice to see you guys live.
Same. Take care, brother.
All right, bye.
Okay, that was a good addition.
It's good to hear somebody else's opinion and how somebody else, another vlogger feels about the same matter. So a little bit different.
Yeah.
But kind of, overall, they're kind of the same thing.
Yeah, and I actually picked up some of the things that he said because he actually made a good point about dating and being a girlfriend.
Right.
Because it kind of made me realize that being a girlfriend, being called a girlfriend is like a title that you earn, right? So
that you what?
That you earn. You earn it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that it's sometimes people like undervalue that word just because you're thinking that you were together, I'm already considered a girlfriend. But that partner needs to understand that you have to be called that title if you already earned it.
The title.
Yeah.
You gotta earn that title. And you gotta earn the right to keep that title. Right? Just the same as he has to keep earning money for you to stay with him, for you to provide the lifestyle that there's a reason you're with him. And it's not just because he's a handsome, it could be, but a lot of times it's because you see him as a provider and a protector, right?
Yeah.
Somebody who's a teacher, provider, protector, whatever, he has to keep earning that, right? And it's the same thing, vice versa. You have to keep earning that title.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the world go round.
So definitely a good addition to our conversation. Okay.
Without a doubt.
So
okay, real quick. Sorry, let's give this. I know you want to get to your Ching's corner because we got these.
Okay.
We got these.
We have so much to talk about.
We got 2 letters, 2 emails or whatever from 2 people, and I know you want to get to that. Let's do this. Let's put 10 more minutes into this, and we'll get you to Ching's corner. Okay.
So
is that cool?
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
And we can also
comments?
comments because we're way behind. Okay, so so Smoothly said, Smoothly was here, and the big boss Smoothly said, best thing I've heard a YouTuber say. She has to earn the
You gotta
upgrade.
earn it. You gotta earn it.
Yeah, so I think that people think a lot of women I can see it. Yeah. So I think that a lot of women, especially a lot of Filipinas, think, they're a little entitled that, once I get the chance to move in with this person, I get a little too comfortable.
Right.
And sometimes we forget that, it's a privilege that you are moved in together. Okay, so again, the poll question is up, you guys. To those who haven't participated in the poll question yet, so the question is: does living together first make the relationship stronger or easier to walk away? Again, type in the number of your answer, 1, 2, 3, or 4 on the chat. Just the number so we can count your responses.
There you go. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see. Tiger Ronnie said she better pick up her game if she moves in, right? And which I completely agree with. I think to me the key point is, and I know a lot of people don't like it, and I'm cool with it. You got to earn that right. You got to earn to a lifetime commitment of me providing for you and protecting you. You got to earn that. That is, to me, in my mind, that is extremely valuable.
Yeah,
extremely valuable to have my time, my effort, my attention, my money, and all you're gonna give me is a little booty in return. You got to give me more.
Yeah, and speaking of as a woman, I think that sometimes because there are a lot of time for me to reflect, and our time, especially when I'm working, I'm in Manila and you're here. That sometimes I think I take things for granted. Sometimes, yeah,
Things for granted.
sometimes
Yeah, true.
because I think that I'm not. Sometimes I was not contented with the time that you give me. Sometimes I forget that, because that's, I think, a lot of women in general, that once you give them something, it'll never be enough, whether it comes to time, to doing stuff together with food or whatever it is. Sometimes you have to go back to your senses and realize that he has limited time, and this is the only time he can give
And who
you.
earns money
Doesn't have a lot of free time.
don't have a lot of free time.
Yeah, that's why.
And who makes money earns that money.
That's why I always keep that in mind. When I forget stuff, I have to check my own self, and have myself remind myself that you don't have a lot of free time.
And who makes money, he earns that money. They ain't giving it to me because I'm handsome.
Yeah, you are.
But they don't think so.
Yeah,
They're giving
yeah.
it to me because I'm earning it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Paul is here, Richie and Cheng. Hello from Rome
What's up,
City.
Paul?
Yeah. So,
Go ahead.
uh,
I got you.
yeah, Tiger Ronnie said, the Stink Shag said to Tiger Ronnie, don't move her in if she is not up to your standards on game. Yeah. So I think I mentioned that previously, that it's like a training. Bud Phillips said we can't play house until we're husband and wife. She can bring items over to have at my place, but we both have boundaries.
Right. In my place, King's got her space. She's got her space where she can put her stuff, right? You got your stuff that's conveniently right by the door in case you got some attitude. No, but she got her backpack. She always carries this big ass backpack. She got her whole space where she got her shoes, her backpack. She can put her stuff in the bedroom. Just I'm a little orderly. I'm a little bit. What you say? I pay attention to detail. You said.
Yes.
I don't like messes. I like order. That's just who I am. So you can't come in my house just throwing your stuff on the floor. Yeah, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I already
You
read.
read this?
Okay. Zach said, I think my biggest thing is some of us guys need to have better self-control, and maybe I can't relate at my age, but being lonely isn't as bad as the potential alternatives. You can be alone and not lonely.
I spend a lot of time alone.
Yeah.
If you want to know yourself, if you want to improve yourself, you know who you are. Learn to be comfortable
alone.
Spending time alone. Learn to be comfortable spending time alone. It is a good thing for you. It is not a bad thing.
Knowing yourself,
sure, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that I've experienced that for like 7 years of not being in a relationship. Yeah, I I got to know myself more, and it being in a relationship again with you, I think I'm learning more about myself. Yeah. So
Okay.
so DG said, like the song says, it's my way or the highway.
You know, I don't think I go that far. But there's some things that there's
I
some
think
things I'm a stickler for. Go ahead.
Okay. I think you're 85% it's my way or the highway. Would you agree? I think you're 85%.
I'd say 80-20. I'd say 80-20. Because
Okay.
because 85, I mean that means that there's no room for compromise.
There's
I'm not gonna compromise.
15% compromise.
But
Okay.
then how is it 80-20? Huh?
85.
Yeah, how's it 85-15 if there's 50% compromise?
15%.
15%. I think but it's your perspective, right? Is
It doesn't mean it's wrong. You mean
No,
your
it's just
perspective. It's
right.
that's your point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes,
I think I'm willing to compromise a little bit more, but let's be real. Let's be real. I expect things to go a certain way. Right?
Yeah.
If I'm paying for, like we said, for the majority of how things of what we do and how we do it, I expect things to go a certain way. Right.
And Mr. Stone said, see, just too many problems if you live with the Filipina. I need my own space and place.
It's hard to disagree with that, Miss Stone. It's hard to disagree with that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so Ray said, health note to dried fish stinks up the entire condo. You can smell that in the hall. So, yeah, thank you so much, Slick Rick, for reminding everybody to hit the like button and subscribe and the notification bell if you haven't already. Okay, so Chicago
Hoosier. Chicago Hoosier.
Chicago Hoosier. A lot of comments about the fish. Thank you for the heads up.
Hey, bro, it is real. It is that fish is no joke.
And the shrimp paste, if you haven't
I don't know
smelled
about the shrimp paste.
it smells fishy as well.
It's real bad. Okay.
Yeah, but it tastes so good for us Filipinos.
Right.
Okay, so okay, Mr. Stone said, see, everything you guys are saying, don't move her in ever. It's not that
You
we're
just gotta vet. You gotta vet. You gotta understand each other and come to some kind of understanding or agreement about stuff, about how the expectations.
So
Do you know my expectations?
Yeah.
I know what yours are. I know what yours are.
I know yours also.
You okay with mine?
Yeah. Because if I wouldn't be okay with your expectations, I wouldn't be here.
You make me sound like I'm a mean old curmudgeon.
No, of course not. Because, women just don't say it. But I think women want a man who has boundaries and has order.
Don't eat it. Don't.
No.
But you look at it like you was hungry.
No. But I am hungry. But you heard what I said. I think that a lot of women just say that they want a good man, but they don't realize that a good man comes with boundaries. A good man comes with, he doesn't have a lot of free time because he's working, and you have to understand, because sometimes as women we tend to forget that I want more of your time. You're not spending more time with me, but you have to understand that sometimes there are some things that you're willing to sacrifice to get some.
I should have asked Alex when he was on, like how much time does he work? Because I know he's still, I mean, he's always putting out videos and he does his live streams and all that stuff. So I'm curious. Yeah, I'm sure he's busy, right?
Okay, so Paul said, my girlfriend said I don't have to pay her to leave. So I just said, get out. She said, after I make your coffee.
I like that, right? Right after I make your coffee. Right.
After I hang the clothes.
I'll leave after I hang the clothes. Okay.
So the big boss said, yeah, move her in, give her all your money, then go hang homeless on the streets of Tondo holding Mr. Willie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've seen, hey, there are many dudes out there that are broke because they gave her money or they moved her in. There are many dudes.
Yeah, just leave something for yourself. Don't give everything away. The first thing that you need to consider, especially if you're living in a different country or a different place, you need to think of yourself. It's not being selfish.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not being selfish, in my opinion, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay, so the black box said, yeah, I'm glad I came here without meeting any woman before I got here. These issues aren't an issue for me at the moment.
And DG said, I'll make my own damn coffee.
Yeah.
Get out. Get out now. Right? Okay. Yeah, we're catching up here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I read earlier.
Mhm.
From Smoothly, the best thing I've heard a YouTuber say,
Yeah, earn the upgrade.
you gotta earn the upgrade.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of women think that it should be given to us.
They think, but they've been told to think. I give them the box, and I gotta look good.
I'm supposed to
good, yeah, and that's earning it. And for some dudes, it is earning it.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of other dudes out there. If you want the title of girlfriend or wife, you gotta earn that. Yeah. I mean, like he made a great distinction between dating somebody, taking somebody out, and calling them your girl, putting her on your arm and taking her out. There's a huge difference. You gotta earn that. Yeah.
So Tiger Ronnie said, I don't think all expats want to get married again. Some have been burnt too bad. They would like a girlfriend, but not a new wife. But still, I like what Alex said about dating and being a girlfriend. It's still a title. It's a title that you still need to earn.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right.
Okay. So DG said you spend the night or the weekend. That's it.
There you go. Yeah. Come over spend the weekend, right? I got things a lot to do during the week.
Me too.
I'm a working stiff, and the good thing is you have your job. You know, you're at the university doing your thing. So but our schedules work out pretty well, and we communicate all throughout the day, every day. Otherwise, but,
sometimes before the day ends, because we got so much going on.
Absolutely.
So Smoothly said, "What's up, everyone? It's nice listening to real talk coming out of the Philippines."
We only know how to keep it real, brother. We only know how to keep it real for sure, right? Right. And Ray says she's got to add value to the relationship. I'm to the day I die, I'm gonna preach the same thing. If she's not adding value to what I'm doing, I don't need her.
What's the value? But all men has a different definition of what value means to you.
Agreed. The value, if she's making my life better and easier, right? So how can she add value? I mean, forget about the box. We put the box to the side. How can she add value? Look, I can go shopping. I can everything you do. I mean, let's keep it a buck. We've talked about this off camera. Everything you do for me, I could do for myself, or I could even easier, hire somebody to do it for me, right? And it might even be a less of it. Thank you, baby. But the point is, you should be able to make my life easier and vice versa, right? I'm making your life easier and better by providing X, Y, and Z for us to do things, and you should be able to do the same thing, right? And it doesn't have to be to the same degree, especially financially, but but that's how you can add value. And that's the question that you both ask yourself. How does she come in and add value to my life or what I'm doing? And that's the question as a man. And like you said, it might be different for different people, but the box is not going to be it for me.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of women think, that the box is the only value they bring into the relationship, which is not. Yeah.
You can get that for free.
And, like in times like these, like a lot of women just throw in or give their box away for free without,
right, man, you can get it for free.
Yeah. Yeah. So because they use it as leverage to hook.
Leverage?
Of course not. No.
You're trying to hook me with the box.
No.
Anyway, okay.
Because for some men, a box won't faze you.
No, not to certain men. Yeah. Who have done certain things.
Yeah, I think that
lived certain lives.
Yeah, you know that you think for a woman who I think that to other women they think that it's something that's so valuable.
Because to some men it is, right?
Okay, so Amuat said her claim on 50% of anything goes up if she pays part of the bill.
Very well could. But and Amuat, here's the thing. The bottom line is, bruh, to get her out, you're gonna have to give her money. There's no way around it. Out here, you're gonna have to give her money, and probably 2 or 3. You're gonna have to give her enough money so that she can move into a place. Could be a boarding house or whatever kind of place she came from. you're gonna have to give her enough money, or where she can move back into a similar place like that. And it might be, what is it, 3 months, first month, last month, deposit and all that stuff. You're probably gonna have to give her that much money.
And then let her figure out the rest.
Yeah, but you're not gonna just kick her out because you got an attitude or because you're mad at her. It's not gonna go down like that. It's not gonna work that way.
I don't know if we acknowledge Foreigné who's here. Foreigné, thank you for joining us. And also DC. Okay. So, who else? So
Are we catching up? I think we're catching up.
we're catching up.
We're in the 10 o'clocks, but we're in the 10 o'clocks. So we're getting there. Okay. Jeff Beckett said, preach Chang, grand wedding versus build a life together.
Yeah.
I like that. You know what? And I'll say this about you. She's not just saying this on camera. We've talked about everything we're talking about. We've talked about multiple times off camera about how we feel, because I'm vetting and she's vetting. And I want to know how you feel. If you're talking about $1 million pesos wedding, I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that. Yeah.
Look at that money. That could easily be 1 month advance, 1 month deposit, one.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of more practical things you can do with all that. Right?
So, a wedding is just one day. You can go to a studio, take some pictures of you on a wedding suit or something like that. And what's important are the people who you're going to spend your life with. It's not the people who are telling you, oh, your wedding is great and all that. It's the person who's you're going to be in a relationship with.
Absolutely, baby. Absolutely. Damn it. Yeah. You want to read the comment?
Yeah. Tiger Ronnie said, I had one that tried to move in on the second date, or at least she was marking her territory by leaving clothes and bathroom stuff on the second night.
Wait a minute. Ronnie, you mean girls leave stuff at your house to mark their territory? They really do that?
You know what I leave here to mark my territory? My hair.
Yeah, all of your damn stuff. Now you used to used to leave stuff over here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because sometimes I forget about it.
Of course.
Of
course you do.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead, honey.
Okay. So Tiger Ronnie said, I did leave to go another island, so she had to pack eventually.
Right.
So you had to leave instead of asking her to leave.
Yeah, and so that's the thing. So maybe you could move her out that way. Like, look, baby, my lease is up in 30 days. I don't know what you're gonna do, but I'm moving, right? But if the point is, if you get into an argument or you get into a disagreement or whatever, and you try to kick her out, that's not going to work.
And that's part of the vetting, because you know that how is she when it comes to big conflicts like that? Right. So would she do some crazy stuff, some stuff that you thought she would never do, something like that. So because a lot of women, I'm not saying no,
no fury like storm.
So there are a lot of women who could do like certain things. Or
what would a woman do?
Because I've seen videos that they will create stories to. They will create
women here in the Philippines.
They will create stories, especially if they lose space. Like in your place, you called up the guards, for example, you invited someone, and then you set your boundaries and you said, no, we're not doing that. And then she felt some type of way, or maybe she lost face, and then you call the guards. You have to pick this. You need to leave, but she won't leave, so you have to call the guards to leave, for her to leave. But she will make up stories. That's why I think it's important sometimes that you have CCTV or have a recording of your conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, you can come over, but there's cameras running, baby. There's cameras running. Right? Yeah. Everything is being recorded.
Especially if you invited that, if you just invited her and you don't trust her well enough.
You don't know her well.
You don't know her. Yeah.
Up in your house, no, or you come to my house, I gotta know you, right? We gotta have been out a few times. We gotta have talked a lot, met a few times from just inviting you to my house. But the thing is, a lot of dudes they think, she's coming to my house, I'm gonna get me some. They're thinking, but they're not thinking that that she might be trying to set them up. there's some things going on out here, y'all.
Mhm.
You got to be smart. You got to think smart out here sometimes.
So back to the Philippines said, loving this topic tonight. This is awesome. A lot of perspectives can help out future relationships in Philippines and all over the world overseas.
For sure.
Thank you. Okay. So Paul said we go out way more than she cooks.
Right. Who cooks more here? You or me?
You.
It's not
Very far.
close.
Yeah, you cook a lot of times.
But let me give you a shout out. Let me give you a shout out because you recently, especially, you're hardcore on bringing over some goodies.
Yeah, because I
Stuff,
always
yeah.
think about you when I do meal prep because
Yeah.
you know it's very efficient. I can rest for 2 to 3 days of cooking if I meal prep. It's just tiring because you have to put in 6 hours of just cooking multiple stuff, and then I save some for you. So I know
I
that
appreciate you.
yeah, I know that I'm coming over on the weekend. So why come empty-handed?
I appreciate that. Yeah, don't come empty-handed.
Yeah.
Not why. Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't come empty-handed. Right. Go ahead.
Okay, so Adrian said, just checked in. Great and much needed topic. Thank you. You're welcome.
Right.
You're always free to chime in, Adrian. Okay.
Mhm.
The Big Boss said, Food Panda and Wifey rules here in Big Boss
What's up?
land.
That's what's up. When you get the right one, it's like it can be like that.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead. Black Box said he made some nuances about dating that are relative. So maybe he was referring to the previous caller.
I think you might have been talking about.
Okay, Alex. Okay, so Alex said, "Nice to see everyone in the chat. Enjoy your
Hey, nice having you in the chat, Alex, and nice having you on, Brian. It was a good treat for us. Yeah.
Okay, so self inquiry. Hello, thank you for joining us. I don't understand how a man who's never even met a woman would start paying her bills and even supporting her needs.
I don't understand
either.
I don't understand either. But you know what? I gotta go back real quick. Because people give us promos, and so I always want to promo other people too. You guys, real quick, I want to go back. And if you guys aren't hip to Asia Now, definitely go to Asia Now. If you want to hear the news, if you want to hear the skinny on all the stuff going on in the Philippines, in Thailand, in Cambodia, in where else?
In Asia.
In Asia in general. Definitely go on to Asia Now. Check out Alex's channel. To me, it's the news.
Yeah.
I don't even watch news. I watch Alex's channel.
Yeah.
And because I want to know what's going on here and get a perspective that's unbiased, get an unslanted perspective. Watch Asia Now, check out his channel. It's worth watching. So make sure you subscribe to his channel.
Definitely.
Right.
So
where we at? Okay.
There. So DG said, COVID really taught how to be by myself, and I loved it. COVID. Yeah, COVID.
Right.
Yeah, I think isolation really helps you understand
Absolutely.
yourself.
I think if you really want to know yourself, understand yourself, and work on yourself, spend time alone.
Yes.
Spend productive time alone. Yeah.
Yes. And
spend time alone.
And during that time, during pandemic, I think that's where I realized that why not use this time to be productive and start doing online classes, start courses online. And you don't have to be alone and feel lonely. I mean, you can be alone and still be happy.
Yeah. Learn to be comfortable spending time alone.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Okay, so the oracle said definitely have the lease in your name only. Don't add your Filipina to a lease because then she has the right to stay.
That's a great idea. Right. What a brilliant idea. Right. I agree. I completely agree with you, Oracle. Completely agree with you. No, until you get to that point where you're ready to put a ring on somebody's finger, or you're ready to move her in. Nah, bruh. Nah. Things happen. Things can happen. You never know. Right? Go ahead.
Okay. Paul said your girlfriend must enhance your life because her life gets enhanced by her being with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So, hello from Oregon.
What's up, Jeff?
Thank you, Jeff, for joining. Okay, self-inquiry. Another one. I think Filipino culture puts too much pressure on couples' relationship, Men go to the Philippines, marry too fast, and give a girl too much money without really knowing her, and start moving together.
I agree. I agree. I just think the dude does so much, and I'm not. This is not to say that Filipinos don't do anything for the dudes, because I think, I mean, in your case or in our case, I think you do a lot for me, and I appreciate it. But I think dudes come here and they do so much for a woman. They upgrade her life. They do all of this stuff, and they ask for nothing in return.
You're not requiring her to do anything.
Yeah, and I think almost every time it ends badly, and you can't understand how it ended. I gave her everything. I did everything for her. Well, that's why it ended badly, bro. Because you didn't ask her. You didn't ask nothing of her.
And on top of that, she didn't understand the culture of Western. Yeah, and also the Western culture. She didn't even understand. You didn't even understand as a Western man. You didn't understand Filipino culture, and you moving together. She doesn't understand Western culture, and that's where the clash begins. So sometimes I think what's a good recommendation is she can come over. She can come over, spend more time with you, and without actually living together yet.
Come over on the weekends. Come over sometime during the week after work. If you ain't working that middle of the night shift, don't wake me. Don't come over. Yeah, waking me up in the morning. But yeah, come over on the weekends and spend time. That's time to get to know each other. That's cool. Right?
Okay, Fortnite said our wedding was simple. A civil celebrant in the Botanic Gardens with like 8 people. No big fanfare or anything. My wife is tight with finances. Yeah, I think immediate family and a few of your closest friends. That's it.
That's it. That's all you need. I mean, I understand the dream. I understand that some women might have the dream about having this big,
grand,
elaborate wedding. I get that. I get it. But sometimes it's just not practical. And I think most of the time it's not practical.
It's not.
Yeah.
You could use that money instead of spending that on a wedding. Spend on a family trip.
Spend a lot of on a honeymoon. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So Oracle said, I'm so used to being alone and doing whatever I want with my time. I'm thinking living together not going to be the best choice for me.
Oracle, it's not easy when you've been living alone for a long time. It's not easy. It is not easy to adjust to being around somebody else constantly. And then let me add something to it. Imagine if you add somebody else and their kids. Imagine that, because there's some women here who live with their kids, and if you move them in, they need you to move the kid. It's a package.
Yeah.
It's a package. Imagine going from
one
that to pandemonium all the damn time. And let me ask you this seriously, because this is a big difference. Y'all used to a lot of noise.
A lot of
noise, right?
A lot of
and me, quiet is my peace. I'm not trying to hear a whole bunch of noise. So
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm cool, man.
Yeah, a lot of times, the TV is too loud, and a lot of Filipinos like noise, or I like
karaoke till late at night.
Yeah.
And the TV's up loud, and the kids is screaming and hollering. Man, come on, man. You think a 50-something-year-old man is?
No, because as a 40-year-old woman, my ears hurt when I hear those kind of things. Yeah. So Ray said Peach said she would never want to spend 10K on a wedding. Could use that money in other ways. She has seen too many friends goes all out on the wedding only to end up splitting.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. Hey, Roger, thanks for joining us, brother. Good night. Sleep good, man.
Good night. And the Oracle said, I was talking to a Filipina, said, if we live together and I pay for everything, will you cook and clean and take care of the place? She said, I'm not a maid. That's not.
That you are now, because you still living where you was living, right? So you're your own maid. Shoot, tripping. We're tripping, yeah. Anyway, okay, we caught up. Let's get into your Ching's corner, and let's do the first email. Yeah, we got time. We got plenty of time. I know you want to get. We we had two of them, but we'll do the one. We'll do the first email.
Okay.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I think I have it. Hold on. Let me
All right.
pull back.
A
Okay.
bunch of stuff.
No. Okay, so um okay.
Right.
All right, so let's start with Cheng's corner.
We need to do a little intro video. I'm gonna make a little intro video for Chang's Corner.
Okay,
Something to set you off. Right?
Yeah,
To bring
okay.
you out.
Okay.
Okay.
So all right. So our first email is about
Who's the person emailing?
okay, it comes from Robert, a
Okay.
55-year-old divorced American.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So here you go.
Okay. Hold on. Just go ahead. All right.
Okay. So Robert met a 29-year-old Filipina named Mia through an international dating site.
Okay.
They have communicated every day for 4 months. They spend hours on video calls and say they are deeply in love. Robert has visited Mia once for 10 days. During that visit, he met her parents and several relatives. Before Robert returned home, Mia asked when they would become engaged.
Why are you telling it like you're reading us a book?
Okay.
Yeah, we're grown ass people.
Okay.
Let's go. Yeah.
She says long distance relationships
Yeah.
need a clear commitment and that she does not want to waste years waiting. I hear her. Robert is excited about the relationship,
Mhm.
but he feels pressured. Mia said, if you really see a future with me, why do we need to wait? Okay. So Robert asked, is 4 months too soon? Or am I allowing fear from my previous marriage to control me?
4 months too soon for what?
For marriage.
4 months is too damn soon. What are you talking about? It's 4 months too soon.
Yeah. Okay, so she wants marriage after 4 months. To me, gosh, two people should genuinely know each other.
How do you vet somebody in 4 months and you're not even spending every day with them?
You know, sometimes the emails that are sent to us, the questions are obvious, but they wouldn't. Or I mean, the answers are obvious, but they wouldn't really, ask those questions if they already have the answer.
I agree.
So,
So what's your take? Is 4 months too soon?
yes, I think 4 months is too soon, especially if you just visited her for like once in 10 days.
She
Yeah.
whipped it on him. Now.
No. Yeah.
She put it on him.
And I think, I think Mia is a little entitled to ask the position of direction of the relationship. 4 months is too soon. And you're asking about engagement already.
Let me just ask you some point blank questions.
Sure.
Can I do that?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Point blank. Do you think two people can genuinely know each other after 4 months?
No.
Can totally know each other, know everything they need to know about each other and get married?
No.
For the most part. I mean, there's exceptions, there's outliers, but
Okay, so let's talk about the outliers. If you spend almost on a daily basis, spend time on a daily basis, I think yes.
4 months.
4 months could be. It's too soon.
I just think you can hide. There's too much you can hide in 4 months. I don't. But I hear you.
But if you spend daily time or a lot of time together, like on a daily basis.
Next question. If she let's say you guys spent some time together in the Philippines, he went back home, and you comment or you talk together. Sorry, you talk together on WhatsApp or whatever it is every day. Do you think that's enough? Do you think that's enough to get to know each other?
No, only the basic stuff. What do you like? What you don't like? What's your schedule like? What do you normally do on a day? But for me to really know you, your character, I don't think so, because I don't think so. It's so different than spending that time in person. I don't think so.
Okay, all right. Do you think she's reasonable in asking for a clear direction though?
I think yes.
Okay.
Because asking for a clear direction, especially if your time is ticking as a woman, that you need to have a clear.
29.
She's 29, but maybe she want to get have a baby or have a family, something like that. She's 29. So, you know, I think it's reasonable for her to ask, but not too soon. I mean, 4 months is too soon for her to ask the direction of their relationship.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's fair. I think it's fair. After 4 months, I mean, it's kind of like the "what are we?"
Mhm.
You know, what are we conversation? Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of
Correct.
titles,
It's like, you know, are we dating,
Dating?
or am I your girl? Right. I think she has the right to ask to ask that question.
yeah,
Talk about marriage. Come on.
engagement and all
Quit
that.
playing, man.
Yeah,
Quit playing. Here, let's take a call. Let's take a call.
go ahead.
Hold on, caller.
Didn't connect him.
Just a sec. Go ahead, man.
How you doing, Rich and Tim?
Doing real good, man. Doing real good. How you doing, man?
I am doing magnificently well.
Excellent.
This is a great topic. It's one that's well needed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
First off, knowing what I know and based on the laws and principles in nature,
Mhm.
the man must know himself first. He must know everything about himself, what he will accept and what he won't accept, what he'll tolerate, and he must know how to negotiate. And he must have to be able to put his foot down. It ain't got nothing to do with feelings and emotions. If a line is crossed, then that shouldn't have been crossed, and you got to cut it loose. However, it's like you do your work all week. Shane is at the university or at the school teacher. Y'all are away from each other. So when y'all are away from each other, y'all are learning different things. Y'all coming into contact with different people, different situations. So you never really fully get to know each other. But here's what you must get to know. You must study and learn the person's character. And the God meaning of character is how one carries the truth. It's like if someone come to you and say, "Hey, Rich, Shane did thus so." Right away, you should be in your mind. You're like, "No, that's not true." However, you won't share that with him or her. No, that's not true. Or if it is true, you're like, let me check that out. But in your mind, in your mind, like, yeah, I know she did it. You don't let them know because they don't even know her that way.
Right.
So, and then each situation is unique, especially you talking about someone coming from the West and coming to the Philippines.
Mhm.
The age, it depends on, hold on. Excuse me. It depends on what that man needs, what you need,
Mhm.
what you need in your life.
Right.
You know, does she fit what you need? Does she bring what you need?
Right.
And I'm in harmony with you when you say she has to work. Just like my girlfriend, I shared with her, you come over here, you're gonna be working for our company.
Right.
You'll get paid, but you're gonna be working for our company with me on the truck.
Mhm.
And the man must be willing to ask those uncomfortable questions.
You got to. You got to.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Ask, watch her eyes and her body language. 60% communication is 65% body language, 20% eye contact, 15% verbal. Why less on the tongue? Because the tongue alive will. And like we said when we was little, when the old boy said, "Man, Rich, I'm gonna kick your so-and-so when he was little." You said, "Hey, action speaks louder
You're
than
gonna have
words."
to kick it. You're gonna have to do it.
And whatever she say, her actions have to precede it, or her actions have to come right after she said, or and you know she's lying.
Mhm.
However, the man must start with self first. Though, when God self created himself, it was just him. First law of nature, self-preservation. You start with self. I appreciate the time given. Hope you got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, my
Y'all
brother.
have a good day.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And the Lord
Said
said,
you got the right stuff.
I like, but seriously, I like when people throw a little Bible in there.
Mhm.
Everybody feels different about the Bible, but
Yeah.
but some of the scriptures are applicable, to
Yes,
situations.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So we agree. It's not unreasonable for her to ask, where we at.
Oh, for sure.
But about marriage, come on, stop that, right? How much time do you think he should spend with her in person before he proposes? in person?
In person,
In person.
I think 1 year to
It's
2.
gotta be
Yeah,
at least a year.
a year
In person.
to 2 in person.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think in L because I had that experience in LDR, and I think you come here. If you don't come here and spend time with me,
But so I'm with you. Let me ask you this: if a dude says, "Oh, I can't come here," why can't he come here?
he said that maybe he doesn't have that because I believed it
What,
before
just,
it.
just
So
why can't the dude come here? That's the question.
number one, maybe he has a wife back home.
Okay.
Number two, he doesn't have the money to
He don't
travel.
have the money.
To
He don't have
travel.
the money here, right? It's not cheap.
It's expensive.
It's not cheap to come here and go and have a place to stay for X amount of time. It's not cheap. He don't have the money. And if he don't have the money to be able to do that, how the hell you think he gonna have the money to support you and kids or whatever? Or, yeah,
Or
come on.
apply for a visa.
Or apply for an expensive ass K1 visa.
So yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Nah.
You don't have the money. Like,
And
oh, I have to save up. And look, I'm no shade on people who gotta save.
saving
Look,
up.
it is what it is. But I'm saying, if he got to save for 2 years to come see you, doesn't that tell you something about? That should tell you something.
Your financial.
Yeah, about his financial status. Come on, man. I go home 2 times a year. 2 times a year.
Yeah,
Like, it's expensive.
But before I met you, I didn't think of it that way. I thought that you're from, because we had like a stereotype that when you come from the West, that when you come here, yeah. So I didn't know that.
Okay. What? Okay, we'll skip that. Should he have to meet her family before he's willing to propose to her?
Oh yes, because family is important part of vetting. You as the saying goes, is it a saying? I don't even know if it's a saying. But if you want to know her better, you have to know her family. Yeah, so I think that's really really important. You don't have to meet the family on the first few months of you being together. Vet her first, and then when you're comfortable enough to be introduced to the family, because I think yeah. Yeah, you gotta know the family. Mhm.
Okay. Okay, that's all I wanted to ask. That's kind of all I wanted to ask. Anything else? Anything else about your Chinga's Corner? Unfortunately, we only had time to do one. We only had time to do one today. We had our conversation went on a little bit long. Final takes on as far as moving a Filipina in with you.
I think slow down, but be clear. Okay, so I think slowing down.
You need that. You need that.
What do
Right.
this one?
So final take. Give me your final take.
My final take is
What's your final take?
My final take is slow down and be clear. That's my final take. I think that a lot of people rush because time is of the essence, and tomorrow is not promised to anyone. I believe that. But also at the same time, you don't want to waste your time being with the wrong person. And also you slow down, you take time to don't rush the process, because I think the things that you need to encounter together, all those hardship, all those conflict, you can experience them together even without moving in. So those are the things that, am I willing to adjust to this person? Am I not willing to adjust to this person? So if your answer to that is no, you're not willing to adjust, then that's it. So I think that it takes time. There's no time frame, but it takes time to get to know a person.
I totally agree. And I have the same feeling. I just think that, look, Cal calls it the fourth quarter, right? He calls it the fourth quarter. Most of us are in the fourth quarter. There's a couple of cats in here that are still haven't got to halftime. Yeah. Third quarter, or even haven't got to halftime. There's a couple of cats in here in their 30s. But for the most part, most of us are in the fourth quarter. But that doesn't mean you got to be in a god awful hurry. Take your time. The worst thing you could do is get into another situation where she takes the rest of your money, right? Or you end up living the rest of your life in an unhappy situation. I still think you got to vet. You got to vet, especially when you come here. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of good ones, but there's a lot of bad ones here too. And if you don't vet, you can get stuck with a bad one really quick. She is looking for you. Them bad ones are looking for you, Jack. They know all the right stuff to say and do to make you feel good, to lure you in and make you feel good. So I think you need to be smart before you move a Filipina in with you. Understand that if you want to move her out, it's a process. It's not I'm gonna put foot in her ass and she's gone because I'm upset or we got in a fight. It is a process. You're likely gonna have to give her money to move her out, right? So that she doesn't lose face. You can't be shouting at her and screaming and getting into physical altercations. None of that stuff. It's either going to be you're going to give her money, or you're going to have to wait until your lease, or fake it. She don't know, and say, "Look, my lease is up at the end of the month. You're gonna have, I'm moving, or I'm moving, whatever." You might have to lie, so whatever to get her out. But you don't want an altercation. You're just not going to win.
Yeah.
In an altercation out here. So.
Yeah. So to end this live stream, I'm gonna end it with a famous Eddie Murphy. Guys, don't look for nub in all the wrong places.
Okay, I'll take that. Okay. Looking for nub in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
You're buckwheat.
Yeah. But it's Eddie Murphy, yeah?
Eddie Murphy has
buckwheat. Yeah, I can remember it. Yeah, I can remember.
His greatest hits. Buckwheat's greatest hits.
Yeah. In all the wrong places. Yeah. So don't look for love in the wrong places. Yeah.
Know who you are. Know who you are and know what you want and be willing to say no to the person who can't give it to you.
Yeah. All right, guys.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks for joining us, you guys. We always appreciate you. We appreciate you commenting. Hey, there's 41 people in here right now. We did not get a first-time caller, man.
Yes.
You guys don't be shy. 41 people here watching. We love all y'all. Call in, man. Call in. Say what you got to say. We love it. We love having a new caller. It enhances the show, makes the quality of the show better. So don't be shy.
Right? Foreigner said, Ote.
Ote, exactly, right?
The Oracle said, Cheng is a keeper and she has a great attitude. Something.
Fuck yeah. She is a keeper. That's why she's still here. And,
Thank you. Hey.
You make me crazy sometimes. I ain't gonna trade her. Yeah. Hey, y'all, take it easy. We love you guys. And hey, I'm Richie Rich for Richie Rich Abroad.
And this is Cheng and Slick Rick.
For Slick Rick, my man, who makes all this happen so much easier. We appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for our next video. In our next video, we're going to tell you guys why people are always asking us, how come you guys don't live together? Why don't you guys live together? We're actually going to put it out on, we're going to put ourselves on blast, and we're going to tell you guys why we don't live together. So stay tuned for that next video coming soon. We'll see you next time.
We're
out.
Oh, hold on.
What?
Before we go out, if you like, I forgot our spiel. Deuces.
Yeah. Yeah, we're out. Okay, deuces. We're out of here. Thank you guys.